What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is your review for Love After Lockup Season 3, Episode 37. Again, I don't know why we won't separate these episodes into seasons, but it's whatever. So, we got a couple more people that's getting out of jail today, honey, or at least on this episode. So first up, we have Rachel and Doug. Now, Rachel and Doug is a couple I told you I'm a little nervous about because Douglas seems to be very controlling. So we see her packing up and getting ready to go pick him up, honey. He said he wants 3 things. He wants boobs, non-alcoholic beer, and bologna. There's another B in there, but I'm going to leave that one there. And so she has these big, long tubes of bologna. I don't even know where you get that from. I mean, do you go to like a specialized butcher shop to get the big ass? I mean, it was just like, the thing was this big. And she had like 2 of them. And she filled up a cooler. And so she, has to go to a hotel and he's calling. And she had called his parole officer to find out when he had to be home. What was his curfew? So the parole officer said he had to be in the house he couldn't leave before 8 o'clock. He can't be in by, I think, 5 o'clock. And on the weekends, he can't go nowhere. So basically, he can go to work. And he better find a 9 to 5. Because that's it. That's all. So she tells him that, and he's like, oh, hell no. I already see now I'm going to have to get my parole changed because ain't nobody doing that. Why he got to be all like this? Why he got to be all like that? And she was like, why do you have to be so difficult? Like, what do you mean? Why do they have to be so difficult? Why do you he was like, I'm just saying, ain't nobody doing that. They already tripping. And I was like, see, these are the red flags. Anytime he ain't even out of jail yet, and he's telling you that there's a problem. He's talking about getting his parole changed because he ain't going to be doing that. A boy. Okay? Then he tells her, I want you to dress very conservatively, but don't wear no panties. So she's got on this, she on her way looking like she about to go for a job interview, honey. She gets to the jail, she calls, she's like, listen, I'm nervous because anything could happen. He might have gotten into a fight last night. He might be, some paperwork ain't come through. Like, I'm just really nervous. So she calls when she gets there. And the guy's like, he'll be out in a few minutes. And he eventually comes out. And, of course, they do that whole run to each other and jump in each other's arms. And, oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, I'm so happy to see you. Oh, love, smooches, smooches. And, of course, they in the middle of the parking lot having this whole interview with production, and he like, listen, I'm just trying to get to the hotel. Okay? I'm happy to be out. Yada, yada, yada. When can I go to the hotel? And then he was like, I told you not to wear no panties. And, of course, she had on panties, and so he wasn't happy about that, okay? But, of course, we get a little more information. He said, listen, I came from a rough life. I was the youngest of something like 6 or 7 kids. I started getting in trouble because I was trying to make money, so I could do the things I wanted to do, That's pretty much what it boiled down to. And I got arrested. He said, for robbery, home invasion, or whatever. And I was in jail for however many months. And he was a juvenile, so it must have been like with a weapon for him to be in there that long. And then he said he got out, and 40 days later, he got involved in something else, and it was involving a gun, and they put the gun on me, and so I ended up going to jail. And this is where I am. And so, my thing is, whatever you did in them 40 days, you made a baby. But he says that, he wants to get out now. He wants to do right. He wants to be there for his son. He wants to be there for her, and it's a new beginning. He's going to move into a new home, and yada, yada, yada. I was like, is all that sound good? All that sound good. Anyway, child. So let's talk about Miss Nicole and Deontay. We're gonna do Bethany and Ray last. Okay, let's talk about Nicole and Deontay. So Deontay picks Nicole up from jail, and she's happy to be out of jail. He gives her the $1,000, and then he gives her all of her gifts. The Michael Kors watches and the sneakers and the Jordans, and then she gets to the lingerie, and she was like, lingerie? What you buying me lingerie for? And you can see the look on her face. She was totally dumbfounded at the fact that this man was buying her lingerie. Like, she really couldn't wrap her brain around why he was buying her lingerie. And he was like, What you mean why I'm buying you lingerie? You know what it's for. And she was like, listen, I already told you my anxiety. I'm not ready to be touched. I haven't been touched in 3 years. And he was like, you ain't been touched in 3 years. She was like, we weren't even allowed to hug in jail. He was like, you ain't been touched in 3 years. And he was like, listen, I done waited a year and a half. I didn't have sex for a year and a half trying to be faithful to her. And she acting like I can't even touch her. Like, I don't know. All right, I guess I just got to deal with it. I mean, she with me for the rest of her life. So I guess one night ain't going to matter. I was like, poor little Tink Tink. Poor little Tink Tink. He don't even. So then she started talking about, well, I'll take pictures. I'll send you some cute selfies. I'll wear them for you to look at, but you can't touch me. So they're going to her mom's house, and she said, you know, the original plan was for her to go see her mom and then for her to spend the night with him that night. But now she's saying, well, maybe it's best that I stay at my mom's house tonight, you know, rather than come back to your house. And of course he was like, I mean, I guess so. I mean, you know, I can't be mad that you want to spend time with your mom, you know, okay. And then she was just like, well, I mean, I just think, you know, my mom, you know, and she told us about how, you know, her and her mom didn't really get along. They had a really bad relationship when she was a teenager because she wanted to run the streets and she wanted to, you know, party or whatever. But when she got locked up, her mother like moved from Indiana to Virginia to be closer to her so she could visit. And they've definitely built up their friendship up until this point. And, yeah, he drops her off, and of course she's so happy to see her mother. And then later on that night we see her texting somebody else. I ain't even gonna say it's a guy, but somebody else, and it's clearly a relationship there. He or she is happy to hear her out, and she is like, yeah, baby, come and get me, come see me this weekend. And she was like, you know, I have been keeping some secrets from Deontay, but you know, I just want to have fun. I'm out of jail. I just want to have fun. So I was like, poor baby, poor little Tink Tink. Anyway, child, let's talk about Stan and Lisa. Now listen, it is confirmed, as far as I'm concerned, Stan confirmed that he don't have no hair and that's a wig, because he had them wigs and he was packing up to go pick Lisa up from jail, and his friend rolled up in there and his friend was like, oh, I thought these wigs for you. He was like, yeah, I do need them. So I feel like he confirmed the fact that what we looking at ain't his real hair. It's just a really bad wig. And somebody in my comments said that the wig lady missed a golden opportunity because she should have offered him a wig too. I agree. Once the camera stopped rolling, she should have been like, come here. I can hook you up. I'm just saying. Anyway, hell, that might be who she is. That might be how he knew who she was, because that might already be his wig lady. But neither here nor there. His friend is talking to him. His friend is trying to give him the last little listen. How you know she ain't trying to get your money? How you know they not setting you up? Because, of course, you know, Lisa called and was talking about the brother thing again. And he was like, how you know they not setting you up? And I said, I know that's right. How you know they not setting you up, okay? How do you know they are not setting you up, sir? And he was like, well, no, she wouldn't do that. Child, come to find out, Lisa had been married 2 or 3 times already, and she don't even know if she's divorced from her first husband before she married the second husband. So she don't know if she's a bigamist or what. She don't know what last name she needs to go by. And he was like, well, you know, we just gonna have to get her a lawyer when she gets out of jail. You know, we're just gonna get her a lawyer to get all that cleared up so that, you know, we'll make sure that she's really divorced and all of that. Child, his friend was looking at him like, you a new kind of fool. Like, are you serious right now? She said, yeah. Well, this might be the best name for me because that's the only name that I don't have a felony under. Now I'm all for rehab and rehabilitation. Okay, I'm here for it. I don't have no problems with it. But at the end of the day, you dating somebody that got 3 names and all of them got felonies. You might need to reevaluate some stuff. That's all I'm going to say. That's it. Last we saw Stan, he on his way to pick her up from jail, child. Okay. Courtney and Josh. Listen, this is what I learned about Courtney and Josh. Courtney feels some kind of way about the fact that she lost her job and her career behind Josh. She loved him and everything, but I think at this point she's starting to weigh and realize maybe this wasn't worth what she gave up. Now they have sex, and he said it was great, and it was natural, and it was all lovey-dovey. I don't care. I don't want to think about them having sex, okay? But then they're having dinner, and she's talking about how she really loved her job. She really loved her job, and she was good at it, and she was promoted quickly. And yeah, it's worth it because I love him, and we have a good life. You know, I just hope that, you know, I've found the person I want to be married to, and I just hope that this works out for us. But you could tell she feels some kind of way. And she said, you know, at this point, I feel like I'm the only one that gave up something. And so I'm waiting to see what he's going to give me, because I feel like I gave up a lot to be with him. And I said, see, there's going to be some resentment there at a certain point. If they don't work that out and they don't process through that, there's going to be some resentment there. Because she not only lost a job, she feels like she lost a career. Which it could very well have been a career. She said she had, you know, already been promoted to lieutenant. Like, when I worked in the juvenile detention system, there were people there who had worked their way up. I mean, they were the warden. They were running the whole facility. Like, there's definitely, and making six figures. There's a career there. And she, not only has she missed out on that career, you have jeopardized a whole lot of opportunities, because now you're a convicted felon. Or was that a misdemeanor? Either way, you got a conviction, child. You done went to jail. Okay? Anyway, I feel like she played down to a misdemeanor because she only did 30 days in jail. But anyway, so I don't know. That's the alarm bells I got from Miss Courtney and Josh. Okay. Last but not least, let's talk about this dummy Brittany and Ray. So Brittany is getting ready to pick Ray up, and Ray, she has to go meet up with his family. Now she already in her feelings because she had made plans to go get Ray by herself. But then once Ray talked to his dad was like, no, ma'am, no, Pam. Like, you're my son. You're not going to go running off with some woman we don't even know, we never met. We are coming to pick you up. And if she won't come with us, that's cool. Second of all, Ray tried to make it seem like he was from the hood. He was some thug. He was some gangster running with, you know, a bunch of gangs and doing this and doing that, you know, ducking bullets on his way to school. Girl, she rolled up on his house. He lived in the middle of suburbia. The house Ray grew up in looked better than the house that her parents had when she was trying to talk about how rich her parents were. Ray and her parents' house looked richer than, I said, Lord, here we go with these little wannabe gangsters. So she get there, and she's got T-shirts for the whole family saying, you belong here, welcome home, Ray, or something. The T-shirts were nice, and they looked really pretty. The font was beautiful, and they looked really nice. But girl, for real? Did you really show up at his parents' house with matching T-shirts for the whole family? So everybody was very polite to her. Grandma was real polite, but then Grandma was talking to the producers, and Grandma was like, listen, I'm just wondering what kind of woman who got so much going for her that she got going for her. Why is she looking for a man in jail? I mean, it just makes me think, what's wrong with her? I said, Grandma, I know that's right, Grandma. Like, that's what you got to think. What is wrong with her? I feel you, Grandma. I feel you on it. Okay? So they get ready to leave, and Daddy says, I drive. Now, mind you, it's her car. Well, she got the rental. So everything is in her name. He going to just decide he going to drive. And she was like, I mean, I felt some kind of way about the fact that he decided he was going to drive. I said, And Daddy said that so they was like, yeah, he not comfortable with other people driving him. Then we need to take his car, because he not going to get in the rental car that I'm paying for that my name is on driving, because I don't know how he drive. Hell, he might tear this place up, and then I'd be on the hook. No, ma'am, Pam. Then I'm on the hook for this? No, ma'am, Pam. But anyway, they got in the car jam. Now, here's the other thing that cracks me up. Y'all women, because we went through this last season with Quaylen and Chevelle. She talking about something. I'll be really upset if he doesn't hug me first. Ma'am, you are showing up to pick him up with his daddy, his mama, and his grandmama, and you think you gonna be the first one to get a hug? Ma'am, he has known you 9 months. He is with the woman who birthed him and the woman who birthed her. And then for you to say you were going to be mad if he don't come to you first. Man, what is wrong with y'all? Why do y'all think that these men are supposed to roll up on y'all like that and put y'all over top of them? You're not his wife yet. Now, I know the Bible say a man will leave his wife and will leave his mama and cleave to his wife, but you're not the wife yet. You have known him 9 months. Girl, if you don't go take several seats in your matching shirt and sit in the back of that rented truck and wait for him to acknowledge you. So they get there and everybody's nervous, and every time a car rolls up, they think it's him. But he shows up, and when he gets out the car, first of all, he looked irritated, so something must have already happened. He don't look to the left. He don't acknowledge none of them standing there. And instead of her saying he doesn't even acknowledge any of us, she says he doesn't acknowledge me. He didn't acknowledge none of y'all standing there. They take him inside to do something, and they bring him back out, and they put him back in the van, and they take off. And so, of course, everybody is standing there looking like, what happened? What happened? What happened? What happened? Where he going? I don't know. I'm standing here with you. He ain't tell me nothing. He ain't tell you nothing. The guards ain't saying nothing. Ain't nobody saying nothing. So we don't know where the hell Ray went. We don't know why Ray went somewhere. We don't know none of that. But at the end of the day, honey, that is what happened with Ray. Okay, we don't know nothing more. Okay? Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.